So lately I've been reading a lot of romantasies because I'm stuck at home. As you can see, I have only one arm at the moment that is functional. The other one is taking a break for now. And so I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks and I've stumbled across quite a lot of romantasies that I absolutely adore in the last few months. And so I wanted to go over them with you because why not? Why not some extra recommendations for your endless TBR, right? Great, let's get into them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on other social media because you're an angel and you will do it because I'm an angel too. Great. Most of these are between 4 to 5 stars. Okay, I'm gonna try and give you an idea of the rating for every single one of them. I think the lowest one I have here is a 3.5, but that's a secondary book, so you can choose not only to read one, whatever. So just so you have an idea of what the range is. Great, good, perfect. So starting off fucking strong, bitches, because this is my most recent obsession. It is the Wolf King duology. Bitch, when they tell you this is a good ass fucking series, it is a good ass fucking series. Like, oh my god. And listen to the audiobook. For your own mental health and mental state of being, listen to the audiobook. Even if you don't want to do the whole audiobook, if you have access to it, try to listen at least to the first few chapters. Trust me. Trust me. You better trust. Okay? Because yeah. Speechless was who I was while I was listening to the first chapters, okay? Just letting you know right off the bat. So this book is kind of like Scottish style inspired. Think of Outlander. That's like the main reference for this. And we have this girl and she is a princess in this kingdom. She's about to marry this one dude and they are in this like arena thing where some fights are happening between wolves, and they are like these wolf shifter dudes that have been taken prisoner and they are joining in the fights and they have to kill each other basically. And she's like hating this. She hates her betrothed. She hates the whole situation, and she's seeing this scrawny ass little kid being beat up by this big ass massive ass wolf, and she intervenes. She fights for them, whatever. Next night, lo and behold, the wolves escape, take her prisoner with them, and oh my god, how will she survive being taken prisoner by this one sexy blonde wolf man that is so overprotective and respectful? Oh my god, how will she survive? You know? She's taken prisoner technically, and she's going to be used for ransom, so as an exchange for this magical object that the wolves are looking for and that her betrothed supposedly has, right? And we also get to meet other people, and there's another possible MMC. And so you end up having, honestly, this is how I felt, right? I was like, oh my god, love this MMC, cool. Oh, but there's a dark and gloomy one. I like dark and gloomy. And then I was like, you know what? Why choose? Why choose? Like, both. Like that meme? Both. Why choose, right? You know what I mean? And then after that, during the second book, I decided who I was choosing. I am a specific team and I love him. I love him, okay? It's just me. To me, yeah, I have to admit, to me, it's an obvious choice. And I think it's where the story is going to go. So I'm very happy with that. It's so good. Such a good romantasy. I don't think it's like highly spicy. It does have a little bit of spice, but like it's not highly spicy. Oh my god, so spicy, explicit. Not at all. So if you do like spice, but you don't like the extra specific explicit ones, very good. Girls, I got obsessed. I couldn't, like, I was listening to the audiobook while doing other things and I kept getting stuck because what do you mean? It's so good. Oh my god, I need to stop. I need to stop. Anyways, moving along, we have The Windweaver, which is another one that I absolutely adored to death. So I found this book, I found this book randomly at the bookstore and I was like, ooh, I love the cover. Has a whole ass phoenix in the cover. Let me take a look. Decide, okay, I guess I'll read it. Decide to read it. Oh my god, I love it so much. So it's this half-elven girl, and she's been captured by this army, right? She's about to be executed, but they're waiting for the executioner or whatever. Executioner turns up, kills everyone around them, saves her, takes her to his elven kingdom, because turns out this man is not exactly who he seems he is, you know what I mean? And she's taken to this like elven kingdom, and she realizes, oh, I actually have magical powers. What do you mean? I have magical powers and magical abilities. I always had them all my life. So she now has to learn how to use those magical abilities and whatever. And she has this like really brooding man, whatever. The reason why I got obsessed with this was because when they were traveling to these elven lands, it was mentioned that this like really gruesome, mad king of the elven lands, and she was like, oh my god, what if he's taking me to him? And I was like, this is her husband. This madman's gonna be her husband. But I thought it was that man. I thought the MMC that was taking her to the elven lands was that man. Turns out he's not that man. So it's just like, what? And so I call this book series for me is a Tamlin Rhysand situation, okay? In only the sense of like, you have an initial MMC, you then have a secondary MMC, and who is she going to pick? We don't know. I'm voting for Rhysand. You need to make your own votes. I know the answer, you might not. And it's so good. It's so good, so incredibly good. Hands down, I was obsessed with this. So this one I gave 4 stars to the first book, 4.5 to the second book. The reason being, right, that the second book was very like, she was growing into her person, so that's why I didn't have the full 5 stars, even though I loved the book. The first one got 4 stars because at like the, I don't know, man, 70%, it kind of died down in action and like what was happening, and I saw so many red flags. And then like last 10% it kicks up again. So I didn't like that small part where it just didn't move along and nothing was happening truly. And it was just like kind of getting in my nerves, so that's why I got 4 stars. But honestly, it is being picky, okay? Because I can definitely see you giving this 4.5, 5 stars really easily. So trust and believe, very good series. And the magical abilities also very interesting because they're elemental type magical abilities and they're still looking for the rest of the elements. So it's very interesting. Okay, another series I actually got so obsessed with recently as well. This is a dystopian one, okay? And it is A Stark Few. We follow this girl and she lives in this underground city because our world, got destroyed by nuclear weapons and whatever. So humanity went inside these like underground city bunkers to survive. And so hundreds of years later, we're following this girl and she is taken prisoner into the actual prison in the depths of this like underground city, and she is then overworked and like just held prisoner, right? And they are terrible conditions, by the way, horrifying conditions in this prison. So in this prison there's this really cool guy in charge. He's not a guard, I can't remember the name of like what he is, but he's not the warden, but he's the second in command, you know what I mean? And he is responsible for her side of the prison, for her like level of the prison, whatever. And he's the one that closes her door every day, and she gets like stuck with him, and he's like kind of like, what is this bitch? And they have really nice moments, and it goes from there. There's found family, and they also try to escape the prison, and also like, I don't know, dude, like Takeshi is it's just husband material, honestly. And it's so nice. It is also, be prepared for the edging that this book series gives you, okay? Because I've been edged to the end of my seat and I still don't have it what I want, okay? And the ending of the second book has me struggling. Luckily, the third book is coming out this year and I cannot wait for it. I'm telling you right now, because the author keeps telling you that this is going to happen, it's going to happen, they get interrupted, and they get interrupted. Oh my god, it drives me insane. But like the concept of the dystopian world is really interesting. The characters and the side characters, the found family, and the main characters as well, like their relationship, oh my god, it's delicious. And Takeshi, and if you're an anime person, okay, I saw rumors that Takeshi was inspired by the one and only Levi Ackerman, okay? Do you need any other reason to read this book? Because if you do, then I don't know what to tell you, because so good. Trust and believe, so fucking good. Moving along, we have the games gods play. Now, if you like the Greek gods and if you're into mythology and you like mythology inside your books, this is a really cool book series. It's called The Crucible. And basically in this world, the Greek gods are like kind of like well known everywhere. They have followers, they have people that are part of their houses or whatever, and they have followers. And we follow this girl. She is working for one of Hermes's, I think Hermes, and there's going to be this crucible, and every like 10 years or something like that, or every 100 years, something like that, I don't know, there's this competition where each of the gods chooses a human person to compete in this crucible, which then each of the gods also have a game in this crucible, and the last one standing is the winner of the crucible. The respective god then becomes the king of the gods, basically. I think it's every 100 years. Yeah. Obviously, she is not interested in this. Fuck this. But then she gets recruited by Hades himself. The Hades himself. And she starts fighting for him. And also starts falling for him at the same time. Yes. And the fighting, absolutely ridiculous. There's a lot of death. The games are very interesting. The games are so cool. Each challenge, she ends up like making a lot of friends in the way. There's all of these twists and turns, and there's also other things happening that we can't really understand until the second book comes around, and everything is just twists after twists. It's so cool. Honestly, very, very good. The romance between them, very nice. Very, very, very nice. But just the book itself, the plot itself, the world itself, very good, well-rounded romantasy that I just simply adored. So if you like mythology in your romance books, this is the one. Okay, so we also have Feybound. And Feybound, I have to admit, is the least ranked one in this whole list. I gave the first book 4 stars and the second book 3.5, just because I kind of got a little bit frustrated with the second book, okay? But it's a really good romantasy nonetheless. So in this world, we follow this girl, and she is a general in this army, and she has just gone against her, like, emperor's, whatever, her boss's, orders, and she gets thrown out of the kingdom, the elven kingdom, and, like, yeah, you're excommunicated, do not step foot in this place again, or we will kill you, okay? And so she leaves. Her sister and her second in command follow her to like, no, we're not going to leave her alone. We're leaving. We're staying with her. We're sticking with her. So in the wilds, right, while they're all trying to survive, they come across this creature that is very much hunted by their people, and they kill him. And turns out this creature is connected to a Fey prince, because the Fey and the elves are different, okay? Keep that in mind, because it can get a little bit confusing, because sometimes we use it interchangeably. But the Fey prince gets killed because of this animal being killed, so they get taken prisoners by the Fey, and the Fey take them to their caverns where they've been stuck for eons, because humans, Fays, and elves used to live in peace, stopped living in peace, and now the Fey are in prison, the humans are dead, and the elves are running amok everywhere else in the surface, right? So they get taken to this cave, and they find out that the Fae actually are connected to these animals, and every animal that was killed, the Fae dies with them. And shit just hits the fan, because she's about to get murdered. She's about to get killed for her crimes, and shit hits the fan. She has to like find a way around this, find a way back to the surface to let the other general know that the Fae exist, because they don't know the Fae exist. It's hard not to give you spoilers about very important parts of it, even though I do think they're predictable, but it's hard not to give you spoilers with the story, but it's just a really good romantasy. First of all, you have a lot of LGBT pro things in this world, which I do think is very relevant to mention. It's not something you see in every book, so I love to make sure you know this is something we're gonna get, because it's always great to have that. It wasn't as exciting as all the other ones, but still very much like a series that I did enjoy, so I wanted to mention it. I then listened to This Woven Kingdom, and oh my god, I did not expect to like it as much as I did. There's a lot of books in this series, okay, and all of them range from 5 to 4 stars, okay? Keep that in mind. There's 5, there's 4, there's 4.5, but they're all within those ratings, okay? I just like the story so much. I was so pleasantly surprised, and I've heard so many good things about it, but honestly, sometimes things can get a little bit overhyped and not be my cup of tea. In this case, did not disappoint, bitch. Did not disappoint. Okay, so in this book, we follow this girl, and she is a housemaid person, right? And she also is a seamstress, and she's trying to make it as a seamstress whilst cleaning houses. And she has magic in her blood, and her eyes as well, like they really show magic. And so in this world, you have the jinn, and you have the humans, and you have like, the humans really don't like the jinn, and they were at war for a really long time, but then they decided to, settle things, were gonna be okay. But then all the jinn royalty was killed, and the jinns have been left without royalty at all, right? And they're living in the human world, and then they're, like, depending on the kingdom, they're treated different ways. But in this kingdom that we're at this moment, they're supposedly normal people, but they are still mistreated and handled as less than. So she gets into this little situation with this kid that tries to pickpocket her, right? And the prince of this kingdom sees it. And so he goes after the pickpocket and is like, what happened? What happened? She is weird. He thinks she is a spy for this neighboring kingdom, right? And so he goes on a woman hunt for this woman. She's a spy, and investigates her, whatever. And turns out the king has been looking for her for God knows how long, trying to kill her. And now her life is in danger. And the story goes from there. Girl, the way this story, I don't know. I just love the characters in this book in general, like in this story. I love the main character. She is very intelligent. She's very smart. She has a brain on her. I love her to pieces. The MMC's obsession with her, and also how he's just trying to piece everything together. There's also like this mystery guy that we don't know who he is, but I had We also see her struggling and her going through and trying to make the best of it, but also being in danger, and like all of it, it's so good. The political intrigue, the machinations behind things, how everything is just puzzling together. I found it so incredibly interesting. I loved it so much. And then throughout the story, we meet other characters that we also fall in love with so bad, and we love them so much. Oh my god, there's this other person, I love them so much, and I pity them so much, and we get to know more about our main character, her history, what she's supposed to be doing, all of it. Girl, I think there's like 4 books out, and I'm still waiting for the next one. I am dying to know what happens next. It's such a good series, such a good romantasy, but also like just in general, I do think they're smallish books. I don't think they're very big, and I will say that there are books where not a lot happens, but story-wise a lot happens. And even though like in some books like not a lot of time passes, but like a lot happens in just those few days. It's a very interesting story. I love this so much. I was obsessed with this, and I can't wait for the next one. I just want to know what happens. And it's hard to really show you why I love it so much, because this isn't just about the characters. It's the story itself. The plot itself is so good, so incredibly good. So I should have believed them when they were saying like, oh, it's so good, why don't you, like, I should have believed people when they said that, and I didn't, and I regret it because I should have read this earlier. But I cannot wait for the next book. Trust and believe. This is such a good romance. I adore it to pieces. Okay, lastly but not least, we're at our last recommendation here, okay? And it is The Witch Collector. And I bet you've already heard about this, same as This Woven Kingdom, right? A lot of people talk about this, and I was very like on the fence. I didn't know if I was gonna like it or not. And then I started reading it, and I got obsessed, okay? So in this world, we follow this girl. She lives in this witch village, okay? And it's very normal to have witches everywhere, mind you. But every year, the Witch Collector comes around and takes a witch. Okay, every year he chooses a witch from all of the villages, and he takes this witch. And a couple years ago, this witch collector took her sister from her. So this year she has the perfect plot of revenge to kill the witch collector in revenge for her sister, because she assumes her sister is dead. They don't know what the witch collector does with the witches, by the way. Okay, plot twist: the witch collector is on the way to get her specifically because her sister needs her, and she is. The sake of the world is on this girl's shoulders. They need her because she's a powerful seer, even though no one knows other than her sister that she has powers. Everyone thinks she's a powerless person. No one knows she has powers. She's been hiding them all this time, right? Fast forward to the day of the witch collector coming around, shit hits the fan. The town gets attacked, and she now has to escape with the witch collector that she wanted to kill, just to be alive, right? To make it home and to find her sister, and they go on to this adventure, right? And she now has to help the witch collector because someone's attacking the fucking kingdom. She has to help the kingdom defend itself. And they go into this adventure, and it's just, oh my god, it's just so good. The witch collector and her, the relationship between the two, amazing. There's found family, also great. Love the characters. Just a caveat here, because this might be a turn off for you. Third book in the series, it's not following the main characters. So second book ends on a cliffhanger. Third book follows the sister and the sister's love story. Basically, that's all that happens. It's just a love story, by the way. Just a love story. Do I regret that love story? No, I loved it. I think it was a perfect palate cleanser for me personally, because I wasn't ready to go into the third book yet to like continue the main story. So for me, it was a perfect palate cleanser, but I do know a lot of people that did not like that. So keep that in mind when you're reading the series. I don't think it should be considered as a main book of the main story. Just my opinion here. I do think it should be like a little side quest, and side quest, and then we go back to the main story. It's another romantasy where it's mainly the plot that feeds my love for this book. It's the plot, it's the story, the side characters, all of it is so rich, so nice. I gave these 4.5 and 4 stars in between the books. I think first book is 4.5, the other 2 books are 4 stars. I think that's how I did it. Amazing books, love them to pieces. Hope you like them too. And that's it. That's our video. That's all the recommendations I got for you. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought. And if you are considering adding these to your TBR, come back and let me know, or DM me. Honestly, DM me, PM me, whatever it is. Let me know what you thought. I'd love to discuss it with you. And I hope you enjoyed the video overall, okay? Have fun, enjoy. Please consider reading them, okay? Please read at least The Wolf King, because when I tell you it is my newest obsession, and then after the second book, you come back and you tell me which team you're in, and I'll let you know which team I'm in. Deal? Great. Perfect. Amazing. Glad to know we're on the same page here. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.